Take a look. Look at these organizations. What do they all have in common? Well, it turns out they've all generated significant losses due to operational failures or failures in ethics. But that's not all they have in common. While this was going on, they had all the traditional controls in place. They had leadership in place. They had the departments. They were government compliant. They passed their internal and external audits. They had ethics training and value statements and systems in place. It was all there, and yet they still failed. Joel Barker, in his book Paradigms, talks about how sometimes you can't see the data right in front of you. We call it the big aha, and that is traditional controls aren't working in today's organization. Certainly didn't work for these organizations. We call it controlitis. It's an epidemic. It's a chronic disease driven by lack of control that generates losses today. In fact, it's so prevalent in seminars, we'll put $100 on a table and we'll bet the audience that we can pick up that day's business press and find at least one article about loss where the root cause was lack of proper business controls. We've never paid that bet off. You can prove it. Go up to anybody in your organization and ask a few basic questions. We call it the blank look syndrome. Just ask, what's a business control? What's a good business control? What are the characteristics of business controls? What are the 6 different types of controls? How do you implement a control? How do you do a pain point assessment? Normally you just get a blank look, huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. And it's no wonder it's not part of a B school curriculum. It's not part of the professional training you provide. People have no idea. People are designing controls that know nothing about them. It's a new core competency for today's organization that overrides the traditional controls that are not sufficient. Also, it's at all levels of your organization. It's not about just governance. It's also about the frontline people that are designing and implementing controls and that are generating what we call death by 1,000 cuts, the small losses that you never even see at the top of an organization. But you know what? It's not just your organization. Here's a story where an outsourcer generated billions of dollars of losses for their customer because of the outsourcer's lack of control. So you not only need to control your organization, but also your extended enterprise. We talk about it in our book. That's why we say improving business controls, it's the next big thing. It's the fastest way to put money back on your bottom line. But it takes a comprehensive effort from the top with the infrastructure all the way down to the front line to cure specific pain points. That's where we come in. That's where we can help. If you'd like an executive briefing on the state of business controls and what improving controls can do for your organization, visit our website. Drop us an email. We're BizControl Solutions.